Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Midwest Slice of Life. I'm your host, Marty. It's that time of the week. Are you ready? Let's do lunch. Welcome to this week's edition of the Midwest Slice of Life Let's Do Lunch podcast. This week we're having a Butch's Frozen Pizza and telling the tale of Trivial Trivia, the Idiot Edition, Part 3. We're bad, we're nationwide. Okay, here we are with today's lunch. Let's do lunch. Today's lunch, actually we're tweaking. I'm going to tweak this a little bit again. As I said, this is kind of an ongoing project, this new video way that I'm going. More than a couple people have sent me messages asking if I'd go back to doing, they like the story that we're doing the stories, but they said maybe you go back to doing the frozen pizzas for your lunch. Which to me, it's a lot easier to do the frozen pizza. And I do like doing frozen pizza. So I thought, you know what, for a while, that's what we're going to do. We're going to do frozen pizza for lunch, then tell the story. That's the way it's going to be. We're starting out today with a classic, which I reviewed before. This isn't really going to be a review. We're just going to have it for lunch. Trying to hold it here without spilling everything. It's a Butch's sausage and cheese pizza. It's got their extra thin crust. And this also allows me to go back with the hot sauce that I bought. I bought this to review the frozen pizzas and then kind of put that on the shelf. So we're taking this back out. And what I'm going to use, or I actually have pre-sauced the pizza to save a little time. This is cayenne smoky bourbon. I'll try and take a picture of it too, or see if I can find it online. So that's it. It's had a nice cooling period. There's the Butch's pizza, sausage, extra thin crust, which I love. Let's have a little bite here. Can't go wrong with the Butch's. And Butch's is the only locally made. Now, I know Davis Brothers. In fact, I'll have to look for that maybe next week. Davis Brothers is a local place too, but I don't know if there's this manufactured here in Peoria. I don't think so. I'll look into that. But Butch is made here in Morton, Illinois. I'm friends with Tim Carey. We've been friends forever. Worked together at Fleming Potter. They were on my blog about, maybe a couple months ago. Him and his wife, Colleen, another friend. We all worked together at Fleming Potter at one point. All right, let me get a little bit of the crust here. This is the crispiest and thinnest crust that Butch's has. No, it's just classic cheese, sausage. So good. So from here on in, I think for the rest of the Idiot Trivia stories, which is going to be about 4 more episodes, I think we're going to do frozen pizzas and see how that goes. We started out, it'll probably never get any better than this, but Butch's Pizza, I love it. Have another couple bites, and we're going to get in to part 3 of the Idiot Trivia story. I don't think I've had a Butch since we reviewed it. And I can't remember when that was. Really good, though. This hot sauce is good, too. Kind of smoky, not a lot of heat. A little bit, but doesn't, more of a smoky nature. Okay. You cannot beat a Butch's Pizza. Okay. I'm going to finish, I'm not going to finish the whole pizza. This is going to be my lunch and dinner, too, probably for tomorrow. Probably another slice here off camera. Come back, let you know how it was. Then we're going to start part 3 of the Idiot Trivia story. We're bad. We're nationwide. And we are back. Lunch was really good. Butch's Frozen Pizza, you can't beat it. I had another slice. I got 2 more slices, as I said, probably for lunch and dinner tomorrow. Great lunch. Going back to frozen pizzas. Hope you enjoy that. Let me know what you had in the comments below if you're eating pizza or having lunch along with us. Okay, back to Trivial Trivia. Trivial Trivia, the Idiot Edition. This is part 3. We are bad. We're nationwide. Just like ZZ Top. Well, anyway, if you remember last story, and again, if you haven't watched them, if you're new to this, part 1 and part 2 are back on our channel. Watch them, catch up. Little summation. Greg Owens and myself came out with this game, Trivial Trivia, the Idiot Edition. Beginning, it was hated. Nobody understood it. Nobody got what we were doing. We got thrown out of stores. We were ready to throw in the towel. Weatherman Vic Burnett gave it to Gene Conrad on WRL radio. He played it on his radio show. People were calling in, loving it. We got it into stores on the basis of the fact that we were going to be on his show, do his show. Then it starts selling out. And then we become like these hometown heroes all overnight, it seemed like. It was really going fast. So we're in stores. We're selling things out. It got big in Peoria. It got so big that it spilled over into Bloomington normal area. We got into some gift shops there. Got on the front page of the Bloomington Pantograph. Where I left the last story off was a guy from the UPI wire service called us at work because it said in the Bloomington Pantograph we worked at Fleming Potter in Peoria. He called us there and said he's writing a one-column filler story. I didn't know what the UPI wire service was. So he's calling us and he's in a hurry. He's on a deadline. I'm like, but where is this going to be? He ended the conversation after saying, listen, I don't have time to talk. And I kept saying, but wait, what is this wire? And he must have thought, this guy's a complete idiot. I'm giving him the break of a lifetime, which it was. You're going to find out in a minute. And his parting words were, I got to go. Tomorrow your lives are going to be different. And as I said last week, I kind of looked at Greg and we looked at each other. It's like 2:30 in the afternoon. And I'm thinking, what is that all about? We kind of went back to work and I forgot all about it. And so, like I said, we go to work, we leave, went out that night probably. I don't remember. Go to bed, get up in the morning, do it all over again, get into work. And again, it's like 6:45 in the morning. And just like with the Gene Conrad show, a guy, Dick Bittner, who is in sales. I mean, kind of a bullshit artist, great guy. Everybody loved him, but always was joking around and making light of things. He comes running into the department, kind of like what Dick Maurer did with the Gene Conrad show. He comes running in. He's like, oh, my God. You guys, they're talking about you on Good Morning America. And I look at him and I'm like, what? Good Morning America. They did the weather. I'm watching it with my wife. And all of a sudden they say, and they put up a picture of your game. And they say, 2 guys from Peoria, Illinois have come up with their own twisted trivia game. Trivial Trivia, the Idiot Edition. It's for idiots. And they went on and on about Peoria, the 2 of you. They said your names. Marty Wambacher, Greg Owens. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind? Good Morning America would have no idea this is out. We're in Bloomington. That's as far as it's gotten. You're bullshitting me. In the midst of me and him, like saying, oh, this is bullshit. Phone rings in the art department where we worked at Fleming Potter. And our boss, Henry, answers it. Puts it on hold and says, Greg and Marty, there's some guy needs to talk to both of you at the same time. He's in a hurry. You want to get it back in the vault? As I told you, back in the vault was where they had 2 phone lines and they kept all kinds of stuff back there. So he said, yeah, okay. And now Bittner's kind of just standing there babbling on about Good Morning America. And we go back in the vault, pick up the phone lines. I'm like, hello? And this disc jockey sounding voice booms out. Yeah, so this is Greg Owens and Marty Wambacher from the Wild and Crazy Idiot Trivia Game? And I'm like, yeah, who's this? This is J.J. Jameson. I'm with WZKY here in Cleveland, Ohio. We're at the news right now, but in about 3 minutes, if we could, we'd love to interview you about your wild and crazy idiot trivia game. And I'm like, where are you from? Cleveland, Ohio. And I'm like, okay, what do you want to do? Just a quick interview. Won't take long. I said, oh, okay, but how do you know about it? It's on the wires. I'm like, what? Now the wires kind of strikes a chord. I'm like, what? It's on the UPR wire service, man. It's all over the country. You guys are famous. I'm like, where does this thing go? Newspapers, magazines, TV shows. You're everywhere, man. You're famous. Hang on. We're going to do the interview. He puts us on hold. We do this kind of kooky interview. He's with a morning zoo show. And we kind of hung up. And I said to Greg, I'm like, that's that UPR wire thing. Well, I found out later through talking to people as we started getting more and more calls. This thing goes everywhere. It went to like every radio station, newspapers, TV stations, magazines. You have to subscribe to it, but almost every news agency back then did. This is pre-internet, and that's how a lot of places got their news. This wire would send them stories, and then you can pick and choose what you want to go with. So we did that interview. And then pretty soon it said in this UPR wire that we worked at Fleming Potter like the Pantograph piece did. So pretty soon, as we get into like 7:30, 8:30, we are getting flooded, or the art department is getting flooded with phone calls from people wanting to interview Greg and I, talk to us because they're doing a little bit in their newspaper. We're just getting phone calls. And our boss, kind of rightfully so, Henry, was kind of getting pissed and saying, guys, we got to get some work done here. We're like, well, what do you want us to do? And so we do, I don't know, maybe 50, 100 interviews that morning and afternoon. And in the afternoon, we got the call that the guy from the UPI wire server was right. It was a life-changing phone call. And I believe the phone rang, and I think Greg was back in a dark room. Phone rang. Henry stands up and he's like, Greg, are you around? And I'm like, I think he's in a dark room. Henry said, well, hang on. He's like, he's not available right now. Yeah, hang on. Marty, I'll transfer you over to line. He transferred me to another line in the art department because we didn't need two lines. Switches over. I'm like, hello, this is Marty. Marty Wambacher, who are you? One of the guys that did that idiot trivia game? It's a female. And she said, I think her name was Sandy. Now I'm thinking, is this another radio show? By now we're kind of getting to be seasoned pros at interviews. And I'm like, yeah, it is. Myself and Greg Owens did that game. How can I help you? Great. I'm with the Today Show. I'm a talent booker with the Today Show. And I'm kind of like, wait a second. The Today Show in New York City? Yeah, she laughed. Like, yeah, that's us. And she proceeded to talk to me. This is what was life-changing, and this is what we're going to talk about in the next episode. So we're bad. We're nationwide. We're across the country. Radio shows are calling us. The Today Show just called us. You're going to find out what that phone call is all about next week. So thanks for tuning in to the Midwest Slice of Life. Let's do lunch. I appreciate you listening in. That's part 3 over and done with. Part 4 is next week. Tune in. Have a great week. Thanks, everybody.